Sport Television's Ultimate Wrestling Experience is live on a very rare 1 hour long live show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are going to be here for the next 59 minutes talking about professional wrestling and what's been going on lately in the professional wrestling scene. I am your host, Rich T, and we are live tonight. If you want to join us in conversation, the phone lines are open right now at 333-6205. And we are going to be here for the next hour with a very special guest, an old friend of mine, in fact, that goes back 20 years with me. And we're going to talk about him in just a couple minutes. But just a couple of things we should announce right now. Next week, we will have another 1 hour taped Slam show. We're going to hopefully show you the episode where we did the interview with Steve Corino. Many of you now know him from ECW and other promotions out in New Jersey. He will be on next week in a repeat encore presentation with the Musketeer. We're also going to have a special live show 2 weeks from tonight with the one and only Samu from the Head Shrinkers. He will be here, and I do hear rumors that his tag team partner, LA Smooth, is also going to be joining us that night. I can't wait for this. We've had a lot of greats here in the past on Slams. We've had Marty Jannetty. We've had Sherry Martel. We had Missy Hyatt here for Christmas time, but now to have Samu in our stable, I mean, this is great for the show. But we have another great person in our stable here that I've known off and on for many years, folks, and he's our special guest tonight here on the show. The Guardian of Chaos himself, Big Daddy, has returned for the first time since last year. Big Daddy?
Well, thank you.
It's been a long time.
For having me on the show. It's great to be back here on Cablevision of South Central Connecticut, coming to you live on Channel 34, Slams on the Cutting Edge.
And we're also on Channel 94 if you're in Milford, Orange, and Woodbridge. We can't forget the folks out there.
No, we cannot forget the local people. And you know that I have a lot of local ties here to the state.
You do.
And before we get a little crazy and we get on to things, let me give a quick shout-out to all the people down at El Grasso. You know who I'm talking about. They're watching us live down there. Pick up the phone, give us a call. You're here with the Guardian of Chaos.
All right. Well, hopefully they'll be watching us out there. And let me tell you, Big Daddy, you have really come a long way in the last year since we saw you. Last time you were here with Bulldog Blansky. You were also here with Joel Davis, and I believe we had
Joel Davis of Jerry Springer fame.
That's right. And we were talking about this the last time we were live. Joel Davis, the real deal, actually had a chance to be on the Jerry Springer show. Along with
Cameraman, I hate to interrupt you, Rich. You keep pointing at me to go here, to go there. I'll look at any damn camera I want. Don't worry about where I'm looking. Right. Don't make me come back there. I don't want to get too crazy here.
Hey, I know Big Daddy very well. We know how he can be sometimes. But Jerry Springer was a great thing for him to do. And I mean,
now I didn't see
Agent Ralphie,
but I heard Joel Davis, that big oversized Peter B, the 1, 2, 3 referee, and his agent Ralphie G. I heard they made a good showing of themselves. I don't want to get into it. It was a storyline that maybe we shouldn't talk about.
It sounds like professional wrestling. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure Titan Sports could do something like that. But still, just to have them on national television from Chicago was quite a feat. And I'll tell you, it was good that they had a chance to be out there.
Now, what do you want to ask, Big Daddy? I haven't been here in a while.
Well, let's get to that because, Big Daddy, I know that you've done a little traveling, actually, in the last year or two. And I know that you've had a chance to go outside of the Connecticut area. You've been out to the Midwest, I believe. You were in Vegas not too long ago.
Well, let me give you the rundown. I did Super Class 99 for the AWA Superstars of Wrestling.
The AWA, the American Wrestling Alliance. And, of course, Vern Gagne, who was involved with that for many years.
Well,
now, ESPN.
It's Dale Gagne. And later
Dale
on,
Gagne, the son, yeah.
Later on, I have a clipping from the AWA press conference with the Guardian of Chaos.
Oh, really?
And I was out there for Super Class 99. Myself and DOA Crunch went up against WWF legend and Hall of Famer for the AWA World title, King Kong Bundy at 450 pounds.
Man, I'm looking forward to it.
Big Daddy held his own, but Bundy stepped on me. And you know what? It actually made me a little thinner, and you can see the abs. And I'll give the shot for all the ladies out there. Look, the most abs in South Central Connecticut right now.
Now, Big Daddy, I know that you've also had a chance to put together a demonstration reel, as we call it in the business.
Well, a demonstration video, so to speak, that show you what Big Daddy's been up to.
We're gonna be running that in just a couple of minutes, but I think right now let's take a call really quick.
Well, before we get to the call, let me throw out who I'm working for. Okay. NWA New England, NWA Northeast.
Yeah, we should.
I'll be with Jim the Anvil Neidhart against Jake the Snake coming up in September here in Connecticut. And you people can get information about that through Rich T and Slams. and I guess we'll go to the caller. I got a lot of stuff to talk about.
I hear that's going to be in our area, too, right?
That's going to be in the Connecticut area, Monroe, at Massac High School in early September, I believe, the week after Labor Day. We'll have information
on that as we get along. But
Psycho Sid will be there.
That would be nice, yeah.
Anvil Neidhart, Gilbert, Tommy Rogers, John Diamond, Jake the Snake.
A lot of stars.
Big Daddy.
Right here in our Bridgeport area.
No more local yokels.
Well, we're going to talk about that, too, in a little bit. But let's go to the call really quick. Hi, you're live with Slamz with Rich T and Big Daddy.
Hi.
Yeah, who's calling?
This is Fast Eddie Flex.
Eddie, thanks for the call. You're definitely going to have to either, put some bass in your voice and talk it up. We can barely hear you. I don't know if it's the studio.
We're on a low microphone here on this this phone system. But go ahead, Eddie. What's the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to know how you mentioned Jake the Snake making a comeback.
Well, Rich, if I got a little inside information on that locker room report.
This might be a scoop here, Eddie. Go ahead.
To let you know, Jake the Snake right now, I believe, is down in Texas. He will be working for Mike O'Brien's NWA Northeast in a big feud with Jimmy Anvil Neidhart. I will be with the Anvil. In September, Jake the Snake will be on the bill as part of a double main event for the NWA Northeast and Mike O'Brien. So he will be coming to the area soon, and he's doing the independents as far as a big-time comeback. I'm not quite sure right now of Jake's personal situation.
And you heard it here first, folks.
Thanks.
Anything else, Eddie?
No, that's about it.
All right, Eddie, keep watching.
A very knowledgeable caller down here in South Central Connecticut.
Unlike last year when we had a lot of crazy people trying to call, but I'll tell you something. I mean, I guess it's Friday the 13th, and
I wanted to mention something about that.
All right.
What could you ask for more than Slamz on prime time on Friday the 13th?
On Alfred Hitchcock's 100th birthday.
The Guardian of Chaos.
On Alfred Hitchcock's 100th birthday, too. Can you believe that?
And the key word there is Hitchcock.
Okay, well, we won't get beyond
into that.
But it's an inside reference for those of you.
It's an inside reference for all those fans.
We should mention also, for those of you looking for Gus Montanaro, and I'm sure that he's the most wanted man here in Bridgeport these days, Gus's Stadium Club will be returning the 4th of September, the Friday before Labor Day. So those of you that are waiting for the college football preview show, that will be taking place September 4th. Gus will be here along with the tune aficionado, Mr. Alan Stein. And all the regulars will be here, too, on the phones. We'll hopefully have the Toth Brothers. By the way, the Toth Brothers are watching. Please call in. We want to talk to you about wrestling, because I know it's been a long time since you had a chance to talk to us about pro wrestling. They're faithful viewers of ours.
It's on the rise, pro wrestling, independent and otherwise. It's on the rise. It's a booming business.
Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, the whole thing with WWF this past Monday night, we saw Jesse the Body Ventura return.
A personal influence of mine.
And mine, too, for that matter. And also a chance that Jericho made a debut on Raw.
Well, the Millennium Man, so to speak,
the so-called Millennium
Chris Jericho, but as you can see down in WCW, Sid is also calling himself the man for the Millennium. Jericho had a big impact. I read through the internet. Big Daddy now is an internet geek, so to speak. I wasn't into it, but Big Daddy's live on the internet, and we'll throw out my website maybe later.
We'll talk about the website.
But there's two Millennium Men. You got to love the impact Jericho made on the WWF. The ratings went through the roof.
Absolutely.
But if I was Jericho and Sid said that he wanted to be the Millennium Man, I'd let Sid talk all he wants.
Well, I'll tell you.
I did a show with him in Northeast where John Diamond took it to him, and I'll tell you, Sid, he's one big SOB, and I'll tell you, he's probably one of the baddest men in the business.
I've definitely met him, and he is pretty nasty, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Let's go to the call really quick here and see who's live with us on Slamz tonight.
You're hey, Big Daddy, you talk about your lucky day, you talk about ratings, this is what the people pay for, what the blind man can see, baby.
Now, is this the Punisher? Because you know what? You're the right phone caller for Friday the 13th.
That's it, brother.
What's going on, Punisher?
Lucky day. I'm glad to see you haven't missed any meals. I'm glad you're doing well there, brother.
I haven't missed many meals. Hey, how's Superfly doing, Punisher?
Jimmy's doing very well. I'm going to be wrestling him, in fact, coming September, third week of September, we're going to wrestle here in Fairfield.
Nice. Now, what organization is that for, Punisher? Just to let everyone know. Hey, Al, Punisher, be quiet for a second and let me say something here.
I think we got to get some equal time here. Go ahead.
He was a person under my tutelage at one time. We ran the roads together, the Punisher, myself, Blaster, an independent grappler, the Punisher, in case the people don't know. A guy who's one tough SOB, and I seen him take it to a lot of people.
And I forgot to bring the tape that they had actually made for this show about 5 years ago at Channel 12 in Norfolk.
Hey, Punisher, Rich isn't even listening. He's rambling on.
I'm not listening to Rich neither, brother. Let me tell you something. I might need just that little extra edge to put me over, and maybe me and you going to do it one more time in September.
What are you talking about, pounding down a few drinks or wrestling?
A little bit of each, brother. But I might need that little bit of edge come September.
Now, what organization is this for?
This is for ECPW. They've expanded now, and they're running the whole Northeast now.
Well, that's when we did ECPW Punisher, correct me if I'm wrong, back in the late 80s, early 90s with Rocky Jones, correct?
That's correct, brother.
Well, let me tell you something, Al, Punisher, if you will. I don't want to get into this with all the ECPW. I wish you all the best. ECPW, UCW, all the rest of these organizations. But personally, I have moved on to bigger and better things and bigger organizations. I'm in contract right now, or contact, I should say, with the WWF, WCW, ECW, Power Pro, Jim Cornette's organizations, and many NWA groups. So those organizations are great. It's keeping you guys busy, but I've moved on to bigger and better things.
And we're going to talk more about that coming up. What's that?
I'm glad, Big Daddy, and I'm glad you're doing well there, bro.
Well, you helped me out, Punisher. You were there to watch my back. I was there to watch yours in the early 90s, and you know what? You gotta love it.
And you know what, Big Daddy? You'll never know when the Punisher's watching your back.
Hey, I know I'll smell you 2 miles before you're coming, that's for sure.
Punisher, thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, I'll see you around the local watering hole, bro.
All right, brother.
Take it easy.
The Punisher, now he's
What
one
the
heck of a
people
character.
paid for and what the blind man came to see.
Yeah, he's a character. I'll tell you, to look at him, he looks like a barroom brawler who just got thrown out at a local pub or something like that. But the kid can fight all day. He can fight all night.
He's come a long way since the